Hey guys, welcome back to I was about to say Souls in the Fog. Shadows of Saintfour. Dude, I just turned the recording off for episodes 4 and 5. How do I not know that I'm playing Shadows of Saintfour? It doesn't matter. Anyway, we are finishing this, the finale. I'm playing it right now. I know I need to eat dinner. Forget it. I don't care. You try to solve the mystery of the needle. Hopefully it's not too late. At least I still have the needle. And it's not Luke. Don't even be stupid. He said his left arm. Thank goodness I didn't stab the guy in the left hand. Otherwise, I would never have known. Would this be? Where am I? Would this be? Chapter 6, Bizarre School Days. Oh no, this music. The fawns stood in a row. Their whisper ominously resonated in the silence of the night. Their every move was well calculated. They had done this more than once. As they threw back their heads, red spirals lit up on their foreheads, the symbol of immortality in the dream world. But suddenly, people with torches ran out of the forest, interrupting the ritual. Get the bastards! Arrows pierced through the air. Paying no attention to what was happening around him, one of the falls continued his whisper. After a moment, he froze, and purple blood began oozing from the corner of his mouth. He fell to his knees. The scarlet spiral on his forehead briefly brightened, and then dimmed and completely faded out. Another of the fawns turned toward the people with one stump, threw a dozen of them to the ground. It's thanks to us that you always have a harvest, that your lands are fertile, your animals are healthy and well fed, that nature favors you at all. And this is how you repay us for it? Fucking humans, I'm telling you. You aren't worthy to be our rulers. A myriad of arrows covered the sky again. The fawn dodged one of them, catching it mid-flight as it passed him by. Crystal tip? The humans clashed with their kings. The hatred from one side collided with the rage from the other. Screams, the smell of blood, and burning feeder. Feeder? I don't know. The fawn left a trail of human corpses in his wake. Of course, what they think was going to happen. All his kindred had fallen in battle, along with dozens of these petulant mortals. The last surviving fawn fled at last, outnumbered by impossible odds, weaving his way into the forest while dodging the barrage of crystal arrows. Strength. I have no strength. He disappeared deep into a shadowy thicket, but suddenly he heard a scream. There he is! Get him! Something stabbed him in the back. The fawn fell to his knees briefly, but somehow managed to get back to his feet and continue on further into the woods. He coughed up blood and his legs grew weaker. He won't survive. Let's go. The last of the fawns fell to the ground. The spiral on his forehead lit up and then dimmed. But he must have survived, because, like, who's attacking us right now? If not the last fawn. You sat on the edge of the bed, wiping the sweat off your face. You got carried away in your thoughts and froze that way for quite a while. And why did he take so long to attack again? Did he need to recover? I don't know. Then you looked at your sleeping pet. I've tried so many times to get him to talk, but he just won't. He only seems to speak when he deems it necessary. I feel like I'm losing my mind. You went to the window and looked behind the curtains. Though it was daytime, an almost full moon was high up in the sky. Its red light painted everything in pink hues. I always see a full red moon in my visions. An escalating sense of foreboding overcame you, making your stomach twist with fear. Mom burst into the room, holding several packages in each hand. She threw them on the bed and took a deep breath. What's all this? I was so happy when you allowed me to see Mr. Nixon, and yet I feel guilty and grateful at the same time. I wanted to give you a present. I hope you like something here. Oh, you shouldn't have. You looked into the packages. A bold outfit. A jacket with a skirt. It's pretty cute. A colorful dress. That's also really cute. It's purple. A bold outfit. I hope this isn't courage versus caution. Either way, I like this one. Oh, and I need more diamonds, so I gotta buy them. Let's get. Should I get the big one? I don't need that many. No. We'll get this one. Alright, here we go. Jacket with the skirt. And so people asking me, how do I suddenly get so many diamonds? Most of the time I end up buying them. But I do try to log in regularly and watch ads and stuff. So, yeah. You're beautiful, baby. Just like your mother. She glanced at the clock. Oh, didn't you see the time? Hurry up, you're late for school. I'm out the door as we speak, Mom. You squeeze the shaft of the needle in your pocket. After several robbery attempts, you decide to always carry it with you. Yeah, I mean, that's the best we can do, really. What's this needle for? Passing by the extremely damaged library, you stopped. Yeah, she still doesn't know this needle can kill them. All she knows is that it's for a sacrifice. Oh, the library. Yeah, that's right. Burned down. The director of the museum said that there was some inscriptions in Latin on the needle. Looks like the ground floor is even still open. I can still go? Oh, what? I thought you said it burned down to the ground. Hello? You guys are open? What about dictionaries? I need a Latin to English dictionary if you have any. The librarian was surprised and hesitant for a moment, but then she nodded and went into the hall. Okay, at least she's alive. My class is coming up here real soon. I better hurry. The translation took longer than you thought. Of course it did. But after all the effort, your best translation was there before you. Sorry. You read quietly. The needle is the ritual's end. Bringing him back from the dead. Bringing the fawn back from the dead? Well, but who's talking in the wind? Can we just, like, break this then? I thought we were going to use it to kill him. We can't just keep this thing around. Somebody's going to grab it. As the vial gets filled up with blood, 4 hearts forever will stop. Wait, but... Did she say when she went last time it was the little girl who's missing? I'm sorry, I forgot her name. David, Mr. Walter's son, and Bobby, and there must be a 4th kid. Because last time she said when she went back, all the graves were filled up. 4 hearts forever will stop. To sacrifice. You sacrifice people with the needle to bring him back. A full crimson moon hung in the sky. All the graves were filled. A silhouette flickered amidst the darkness from behind the trees, and you heard a whisper in Latin. You turned around towards the fawn statue, so motionless, so austere. A blade flashed. The needle is part of the ritual to resurrect the fawn, and the ritual requires 4 children for hearts. But who want to resurrect the fawn? And how does William, the boy from the past, fit into all of this? He wanted the fawn because he wanted to save his mom. And she said he was taking animals and like cutting them up and crap. He was trying to sacrifice the animals. But I think he realized that he needed people. Oh my god. Children's faces flashed before your eyes. Megan White, Bobby, Mr. Walter's son all disappeared. And that means... But who's the last person that they was took? You gathered your things at once and ran towards the school. I'll probably be the last person. What am I even saying? Despite your exhausting effort, you still missed the first class. Will I get in more trouble for missing a class? Apologize to the teacher, leave it at that. I don't think it's too critical. Maybe the teacher didn't notice my absence. No, they definitely did. Derek was standing at the end of the hallway by the principal's office. He paced in front of the door, peeping into the gap. You approached him. What's the matter? Quiet. He put his ear against the door. Looks like things are getting worse. Move over. You looked through the cracked door and listened. This is unthinkable. There were three missing children. The fourth was almost kidnapped during the night, but his absence was noticed just in time. According to the description the child gave, it was a young fellow. He fed the boy purple candy. Is Luke really involved in this? It's not Luke! He tried to ward off such thoughts, but everything pointed to him being... No, it doesn't! Are you stupid? Do you not remember which way you struck him at? No, I don't want to believe it. Because that doesn't make sense. I know where I struck him. I've got to talk to him. Have you seen Luke? No, he didn't come to school today. Derek, I think Luke... Don't go spreading that shit around. Hush. You listen again. This is a critical situation. The school is already brimming with rumors. I think we know who did it, guys. I think it's John. I don't have evidence. He's always been popping up all the time. And suddenly, now that we have evidence of where a person could have gotten struck, when obviously it wasn't Lou because his was on the left hand, we struck the guy on the right hand, then the only, if this person is familiar, suddenly John is not showing around. I think it's John, but I don't get it. I don't understand. Why did he just come to town? I don't get it. Yo, but he seems like the obvious choice, though. So it makes me think that that's a red herring. The principal plopped down into his chair, wiping his face with a handkerchief. It's just unthinkable. Someone got up from the couch and walked over to the desk. You saw his face. Derek recoiled slightly in surprise. That is the mayor of the city. What's the mayor doing at school? Why do they keep having this conversation at the school and not the sheriff's office or the mayor's office? Or something like that. Why are they telling the principal? What does that have to do with anything? I'm pretty sure we're in high school. And some of the kids who got captured were like, especially if they were feeding them candy, we were talking about actual little kids. Some of them were in elementary, so why are they at the high school talking about it and otherwise just a plot device for us to hear what's going on? What are your suggestions, Sheriff? You can close the school for a while. These kids were kidnapped at home. At nighttime. There are three missing children. The fourth was almost kidnapped during the night, but his absence was noticed just in time. At home! Not at school. I don't understand. What does that have to do with the school? This makes no sense. It's so stupid. What? Oh no, that's impossible. We're the only school in Saintfour. Oh, it's the only school. But I thought it said hi. Oh, so even the elementary kids come here. But either way, it still don't make no sense. We're the only school in Saintfour. That's why all the missing children disappear from here. But I thought you just said they were at home. You said at night. And thankfully, somebody noticed him missing in time. Bobby wasn't at school. The girl was playing outside her house. She wasn't at school either. They're disappearing from here? That seems conflicting information. I think that's a plot gap. If it's not, you let me know. But I think that's a plot gap. Whatever. We'll just go with that. You were right to say the situation was critical. We must take critical measures. May I suggest that such measures will be excessively drastic. There's no way to know how long your investigation will last. Would this mean the children will have to drop out of school? I think you should increase the number of patrol cars, Sheriff Nixon. Both children and their parents should feel safe in Saintfour. Don't worry about it. The principal got up from the table and everyone moved towards the exit. I think I found somebody who's more shady than the sheriff. The mayor. Come on, quick. You dashed through the hallway, trying to get as far away as possible from the principal's office, and ran into Adele and Steve. Oh, Melody, what a surprise. What do you want? Nothing really. I wanted to apologize. What for? Steve exchanged glances with Adele, hesitating a bit. Adele rolled her eyes. Such a whoosh, Steve. Adele turned towards you, took your hands. Baby, you see, we have a long-standing tradition here at school regarding newcomers. Basically, we do it to all outsiders. We misjudge you. Of course, it turned out you're not one of them. What's the tradition? Forget it, Melody. They just got nothing better to do. But you're not the new kid anymore. Derry tried to lead you away, but Steve held you back. Let me apologize. Again, for what? Michael and I, we were supposed to rep you up a bit. You being the new kid and everything.
God, please, no!
Michael brought you to the Glade. He wanted to disgrace you in front of the whole school. If it weren't for her, who knows what Michael would have done. He likes to improvise.
When you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
I dump your ass.
This is why you guys told me to be patient with him. When he was in my room, this is what he was trying to apologize for, wasn't it? That's so disgusting. It could have been much worse and humiliating for you. I want to say Michael's a bastard. Ah, told me to be patient. How so? He wanted to open your eyes, silly, and to warn you Michael is two-faced it. And so are you. You were in cahoots with him. We just followed Michael's orders. Adele hugged you, showing everyone that you're on good terms. We shouldn't fight. It just makes both of us look petty. What do you say? She gently chucked your cheek, but you recoiled, to which you reacted with a slight grin. Come on, Steve. Wait, so they were then were they twisting it around? That's something to consider also. Where this information is coming from. I'm not saying that Michael didn't do anything shady. But was it really as bad as they made them seem? We're talking to the two biggest jerks in this school. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. I want to hear it from Michael. I want to hear it from Michael. I want to hear his side of the story. Alright. Adele turned around again and waved a friendly goodbye. Sick of her. It's okay. Michael came out of the classroom. You approached him. Melody? I need to talk to him. Is everything alright? Can we speak in private for a minute? What's the matter? Yeah, let's just clear the air. You exhaled several times in an attempt to calm down. Yeah, like I just did. Adele and Steve told me everything. About your little tradition. About your plan to humiliate me in front of the whole school. Melody, do you have anything to say in your defense? Michael staggered a little, sitting down in his chair and staring straight ahead for a long time. Is everything you told me a lie? No. No? How can I believe you now? Do you want to know the truth? Yeah. Do be so kind, please. Michael exhaled, closed his eyes, not daring to speak. Finally, he said in a hoarse, quiet voice as if during a confession. There were several scenarios. I could push you into the swamp, I could make fun of you in front of everyone, or I could seduce you and ruin your reputation in Saintfour immediately. In town where there's nothing to do, children grow up to be cruel. I took you to the clearing with the last option in mind. Not finding the strength to carry on listening, you turned around and were about to leave, but Michael jumped up, hugging you and pulling you close. Let me go. Get your hands off me. You kicked and tried to get away, but he only held you tighter. Please listen to me. I'm a moral swine, a bastard, an insolent good-for-nothing liar, and I know it. But please, just listen to me. I settled with all the signs of attention and affection for the sake of ridicule and mind games. But lying there on the grass with you, watching those damn clouds, I suddenly realized that I really liked being with you. I was supposed to give a signal to Steve and Adele to call everyone to come watch us and what happened. But I never gave the signal. I did nothing. And then Adele came out of nowhere. She saw the way I was looking at you. All of what you're saying now could easily be lies too. Michael turned you around and looked into your eyes. For a moment you thought he was about to cry. I wanted to tell you, but I was afraid I'd lose you. Steve and I had a talk. I asked him not to tell you. I told him that I like you, that really like you. But he and Adele still spread the rumors. I grew fond of you, Melody. I'm telling the truth.
I dump your ass.
You know what? That's fair. I need time to think. I need to think. I need to think about what I want to do. Oh my god. Yeah. I'm gonna need some time with that one, dude. You guys told me to be patient. To be patient. I'm going to try. I need to think. I'm glad they gave me time to think, and I didn't just have to immediately forgive him because I'm not there yet. Hold on. I understand. What can I do for you? You already did everything, both necessary and not. Melody. Give me time. Michael took a step towards you, but you recoiled and left the classroom. When the rain stopped, you and Derek left the cave and continued on. It seemed as though time has stood still here for the last 10 years. Do you remember this place? Vaguely. Since you came out of hiding, Derek has been reticent and quiet. He seemed detached and even cold towards you. What's the matter? Did I do something wrong? Too many things to count. Which exactly are you referring to? Very funny. Quiet, do you hear that? Derek stopped you and shielded you with his body, protecting you from potential danger. You listened. At recess, you heard screams. At first, you couldn't grasp where they were coming from, but then you realized they were coming from outside. A crowd of high school students was gathered in the backyard. They were shouting excitedly as if they were cheering someone on. What's going on? You came closer. Excuse me, can I get through? Sorry, can I... John? John was sitting in the center. Steve lay at his feet, struggling to get up. Well, if they're trying to initiate different kids, then they might be trying to initiate him as well. Dude, I'm looking straight at his right hand. I need to know. You damn well asked for it. But if he's all beat up like this, I can't tell if he's beat up because of this or... Oh. Steve jumped, pounced on John. Can you stop? Is that my computer? Okay, it's quiet again. Steve jumped, pounced on John. They started fighting again. Stop it! Back, come on. You pushed everyone out of your way and jumped into the circle. Don't get involved. What do you think you're doing? John? Melody, we'll sort this out. Suddenly you heard the principal's angry voice. He rushed out of school and ran towards the gathering of spectators. What is this havoc? The crowd immediately parted. Many hurriedly disappeared into the building. You and you, my office, now. As John passed you by, he hesitated briefly. Sorry about this show. Will you wait for me while the principal scolds us for the fighting? Yeah, because I want to know what's going on with your hand. And we need to do something about your face. Don't worry about it. That wasn't a question. Okay, thanks. Because he's been missing. And that's suspect. I need to know. After 15 minutes, John came out. So? I got suspended for a week starting tomorrow. Oh, will your mom be mad? Mom? The fuck? I keep looking at that right hand expecting a slash. Oh no, she'll understand. While John was occupied with the principal, you went to borrow some peroxide and cotton pads from the nurse. Sit down. John sat on the bench and you stood in front of him. It'll sting a bit. That's alright. You gently touched his face, pushing his head back a little. Then, trying to be as gentle as possible, you began to treat the abrasions. John endured without making a sound. What happened? Never mind. You pressed a little harder on the wound. Ouch! So what happened? Are you torturing me? Something like that. Steve has self-esteem issues. He needs to constantly reassure himself at the expense of others. He just wasn't used to anyone standing up to him. Did you hit him first? Not really. You both kept silent while you worked on his face. He held your hand. Does it hurt? A little. Are you holding my hand with your right hand? Your eyes met. John continued to hold your wrist and slowly, as if stroking it, let go. You both froze, studying each other in silence. He slowly pulled you towards him. You felt his hands on your waist, his breath tickled your neck. Oh no. We have to go to class. Yes, you're right. Slow down that noise. No, I only wanted to get a look at your hand. I didn't come out here for that, okay? I just tell Michael while I was gonna think about it. I can't be thinking about it while I'm getting it on with somebody else. Never mind the stuff that's happening in the future. Thanks for it. He pointed to his face. It's the least I can do. Did he point with his right hand? Shall we? You got the peroxide and the pads and returned to school. So she noticed Luke get hurt, but she didn't notice his hand. That's pissing me off. She's so stupid. I hate her. No, I don't. She's pretty good. You sat down next to Candy like in the old days. The teacher fiddled with some documents, not paying any attention to you. Many began to chat, some tended to their schoolwork, other business. At times it became too noisy, and the teacher would call out threateningly for silence, then return to writing things in his notebook or grading assignments. You looked outside the window. Luke never showed. I completely forgot to ask Adele where he was. To complete the ritual, 4 children are needed. They need only 1 more now. If Luke is really involved in all this... She's so serious on this Luke thing. Are you for real? Oh my god. I'm so mad. It wasn't even the right hand. My god. It hurt you to even think about it. Why would he resurrect the fawn? He wouldn't! Because he's not the culprit! A girl appeared outside the window on the school grounds. She came out with a briefcase almost twice her size. You felt uneasy. It seemed that if you turned away, someone would grab her and drag her into the forest. What are you thinking about? What? Nothing. Do you remember how we constantly got told off for chatting during lectures? Of course, we even got detention. We've just drifted apart lately. We don't talk about anything anymore. Yeah, because unfortunately, like, I'm always going on an adventure, being dragged up into something, and I would feel bad bringing her into it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even blame her for not wanting to go to search Prairie and Bobby, like, to search for Bobby or whatever, because, yeah. Dude, she went through some crap, too, you know? Won't talk about anything anymore. Yes, I know. So much has happened. Also, I was afraid to accidentally remind you of things. It's okay. You can ask me anything. Are you sure? Yes. One day our school janitor came to my hospital room. Right? That's my face! I don't know how it happened, but we got to talking. He told me his story about Pisadara, and I told him what I had to go through because of her. It was then I realized that I can break free from it all only after I speak up. I heard about your romance with Sam's stepfather. And how did the janitor find out about Pisadara? I'm curious about the janitor. I'm also curious about her thing with Sam's stepfather. That's kind of weird. But can I do both? If I can't, I want to know about the janitor. I didn't know that he came to see you. She smiled sadly. Yes, he came to me and burst into tears, apologizing that he couldn't do anything. He told me that 10 years ago he worked as a janitor at a monastery and lived there in the house nearby. One night, while walking through the woods, he heard a baby cry. No! Fucking no! No, Margaret! Mommy, let's go home. We are already home. I'm cold. Are you Dude, I'm gonna fucking cry. That was like the saddest episode. I hear about little Margaret and the Forester. What? All this shit's connected. That's crazy. Are you lost? The girl jumped and hung on the janitor's hand. She was trembling from weakness and could barely stand on her feet. Please, my mom is sick. Tell her that it's cold here. The janitor saw her mother's gaze. She was standing in the shadows and it was difficult for him to get a good look, but he could already feel a lingering and suffocating fear engulfing him. I live nearby. You can spend the night at my place. Please. The girl began to cry. The mother suddenly flinched, looking angrily at the janitor, as if he was responsible for her daughter's tears. She came out of the shadows and with a terrible laugh attacked him. Oh, please no. She pushed him to the ground and sat on his chest. Mom, leave him. No. The janitor barely managed to escape. After that, he couldn't speak normally, couldn't live normally. Since then, his whole existence was nothing but a struggle with fear, and he always lost. And every time he tried to warn you, he remembered that night, that uncontrollable fear. So he lost his mind after meeting with Pisadara. Hearing the name of her worst nightmare, Candy started, but quickly pulled herself together. Yeah, I guess. But was he more crazy than you or me? Oh, I can still ask her about the guy. Oh. Dude. Dude, that makes that whole Margaret story, like, even worse. And the janitor eventually, he overcame his fear to save my life. Oh, man. Ah. Is there no way to, like, to save him like we saved the Forester? I don't think there's any scenario in which he lives. Because, yeah, I tried it with caution, and I tried it with courage. Candy Grimace angrily turned around to the class as if they were all guilty of these rumors. None of that is true. I'd have been very surprised if it were true. So, what really happened? Candy paused for a bit and began to fidget. It's okay if you don't want to talk about it. No, it's fine. I had nothing to do with Sam's stepfather. I dated Sam himself for a while. One time he came to our house and was shouting outside the window that he wanted to take a walk with me. But my mom came out. Oh, she made a big scene in the front yard and forbade me to date the dregs of society. Then we began to see each other in secret. Not a soul knew about us. Then one day, Sam's stepfather came to school. He told me to get into his car, said that Sam was sick and he took me to their house. On the way, he kept saying that his wife wanted to talk to me. She wanted to look me in the eyes. I couldn't understand what was going on. It turned out that my mom found out again somehow about Sam and me and began to threaten his parents. So his stepfather beat him up very badly. Sam was lying in bed, half conscious, whispering my name. The second I entered the room, his mother pounced on me. She blamed me for everything that happened. She pointed at Sam and screamed, "You did this to him. This is all on you." And then they threw me out, forbidding me to come close to their son ever again. That's horrible. Yes, I was seen with Sam's stepfather, and nasty rumors spread like wildfire, but there wasn't 1 ounce of truth to them. Dude, high school is shit, I'm telling you. You were silent for a while. Any more questions? She smiled and hugged you. Everything is good now. Really. I hope. You want to go outside and chat? Let's go. It's the same for a high school. Maybe it's like different buildings. Like maybe this is the high school building, but on the same parking lot, there's the elementary school building and like a middle school building or something like that. Maybe that's what's going on. You sat down with Candy right on the stairs. You shared with her everything. Regarding Luke and other emotional struggles, but Candy suddenly became silent, thoughtful. She's not ready to hear it yet. Everything in her life must be in proper order and as calm as possible. Is everything okay? Yes, never mind. The bell rang, the next class will begin shortly. I mean, all I can do is give her the information. She may not be ready to face it fully just yet, but I don't want it to come back later that like, well, why didn't you tell me about such and such happening, Gotta go. Gods, will this day never end? You got up and paused for a moment. What's the matter? Were there always that many police cars here? There were at least 3 of them in the school's parking lot. A lot more of them out patrolling the town, too. It's kind of spooky, really. So many of them at once. It's about time, though. So, last time you all did your term paper in pairs. I did mine with Luke. Your heart sank again from suspicion, idiot. Is Luke the kidnapper, a minion of the Fawn? No. These thoughts were so terrible that you never found the strength to share them with Derek. Good. As you may recall, I warned you about a final team project. I personally will divide you into groups. You will need to come up with a project and then submit it 1 week from today. Teacher opened the journal perusing it. First team. She called names. Second team. Then it was your turn. Third team. Melody, Candy, Freddie Brown, and Derek Nixon. Who the hell is Freddie? John Hall. Okay, so we're with John. Melody O'Neill. I always forget what my last name is. Melody, Candy, John, Freddie Brown, and Derek Nixon. Freddie Brown. Is that brown guy from the Black Dragons? Does he go to school? He looked kind of old. I don't know. You can all switch desks and arrange them for your groups. You move your decks into the start of a semicircle with candies to make it convenient to talk. Oh, this is Freddie Brown. I remember him. He came up to me and asked me questions about something. I think he was asking me about Sam's body. This kid is a freak. I'm sorry. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying. I remember him coming up to me and asking me something inappropriate. That's all I'm saying. Well, who has any suggestions? Everyone spoke at once. I have an idea. But they were interrupting each other so enthusiastically they didn't even hear you. Hey. Knock on the table. Say a little louder. Everyone fell silent at once. Now are you ready to listen to me? Speak. What if we make an exhibition of school students throughout its entire history? Find class photos from each year, pictures of notable students in history, show what our school was like many years ago. It's too much. I think we need to come up with something else. Because of your poor relationship with Derek, he didn't support your idea. How is my relationship with him poor? How could it be better? When did I go wrong with Derek in the present? Oh, you know what I mean? Oh, you know what it probably is? when I was doing courage route, a lot of the time I was kind of like, instead of like cautiously telling him about what happened, so he would, you know, find my stories more believable, I instead courageously just told the truth of everything that happened, including all the other stuff for the courage route. And he didn't enjoy the stories, but Bobby did. So I'm pretty close to Bobby, not as close to Derek. I think there's no way to avoid that in that case. There might be, though. But I don't think, like, maybe if I had kissed him during the Uno game, maybe that could have been something, but I don't know. In any case, I'm not going to worry about it. I find the idea very interesting. Thanks to your good relationship with Candy, she supported your idea. Melody, I heard that you're always on top of your game, so I'm sure your idea will work. Your high reputation, Freddie supported your idea. John was silent. What do you think about this? To be honest, I don't know. Maybe we'll think of something bigger? Well, in my opinion, this is quite big. Opinions about your idea is split. And probably if I had been intimate with John, he probably would have supported my idea as well. But I don't think I did anything wrong, so it feels like I think I have an idea of how to have everybody agree to my idea, but I don't think it's that important. I don't, so it's fine. I've still overhauled what you're discussing. I think the idea is interesting. I advise you to do exactly that. You win, Melody. Where do we start? From the school archive, I think. Everything we need should be there. To save time, Freddie and I could go to the store, buy some good paper and other accessories. I agree. Anything is better than digging through dusty documents. Good. Once you're done shopping, come to my place. Okay. He took the keys from the school librarian and went down to the archive. We could find some information down here. When was the last time they cleaned this place? They just dump old documents here and go. My gut tells me we'll be here for a while. Just look at this mess. I suggest we split up. Keep track of what you look through so we don't double over anything. Agreed. I'll go check out the racks on the right, on the left, or straight ahead. Keep moving forward. The racks are mostly empty. You open one half-empty box, then another one. Not much. Oh, okay. Wrong area then. There was some yellow sheets in the box. Guys, I think I found it. You put the box on the table and looked inside together. So many photos. The principal warned us. This archive is abandoned, but if you do some digging, you can find some worthwhile stuff. You went to the window, attempted to open the curtain, and it fell off entirely together with the pole. Oops. Outside the window, the full red moon froze up in the sky among the scattered stars. Well, I had to know that it was going to be soon, painting the whole city in ominous shades. When's the next red full moon? Tonight, sort of. Why? A foreboding feeling paralyzed you. The ritual should happen tonight, but they are one child short. Thoughts made you trembled in fear, and you were barely able to stand on your weakening legs. Let's quickly sort this box. You began to take out pictures and lay them on the table. You still stared at the menacing moon, which did not seem to have any reassuring words for you. I think we should look at the pictures. There might be something there. Maybe we'll recognize somebody. An hour passed by, and you sorted out almost all the photos. You took the last one out of the box. Okay, this is it. Mother... Photo from 1930. A group of guys smiled at the camera. The quality of the photo left much to be desired, and yet you noted the guy standing in the middle. This time your legs failed you, and you fell rapidly onto... This is why he didn't want to do the project! This time your legs failed you, and you fell rapidly onto a hard wooden chair. What's the matter? This photo... Let me have a look. That's John! John? Maybe it's his great-grandfather, or Derek got the photo. That's an exact copy of John. Can third-generation relatives be that similar? The fact that even Derek conceded made your doubts disappear. It's actually John in this photo. Oh no, let's pause for a second though. She said the fact that even Derek believed it believe something for once. That made you know for sure. You can see all your meetings, all your conversations, his smile flashing before your eyes. He always seems so kind. Let's reason logically. Maybe this is a well-orchestrated practical joke. Dave looked at the photo again. It looks very realistic. He handed it to you and you looked at it again. Maybe it's some kind of anomaly. Maybe they really are relatives. And what if it's actually John? Well, that's impossible, obviously. What other options are there? Then why hasn't he aged in over 50 years? Or am I the only one puzzled by it? This can't be mere coincidence. It's definitely somehow connected to the fawn. To save time, Freddy and I could go to this. He kidnapped Freddy! Buy some good paper and other accessories. Hold on, he's got Freddy with him. If he kidnapped him for the ritual, he still needs. You started frantically searching your pockets, then opened the backpack and dumped the He stole it! My needle, he stole it! And that means John has everything he needs to bring back the fawn. Mother suck a duck. Oh, let me watch this freaking ad.
We need to talk.
Guys. It's time to let the mask slip and face the living nightmare of the Forest King. This is it, guys. The two sides of the same coin. You were still holding a 50-year-old photo of John. His smiling face flashed before your eyes. Hey everybody, I moved to Saintfour just recently. I don't know anyone, but hopefully it won't be for long. Sure, sit down. John sat beside you in the next row. You looked at him with interest and got caught in your own thoughts while keeping your eyes on him. He noticed it. Tough morning? Excuse me? Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. You seem too thoughtful. It usually happens when something's bothering. See you soon, then? Sure, thank you for saving me, by the way. Don't mention it. You almost did everything yourself. Approaching the house, you could still feel John looking at you. But when you turned around, he was no longer there. Not so long ago, I thought Luke was involved in everything. Maybe I'm wrong about John, too. You took another look at the photo. There are differences in appearance, though. What should we do? We need to tell Michael. He should know. And the sheriff. Is it possible we're jumping the gun here, blaming everything on John? Better safe than sorry. And it'd come in handy to ask the Black Dragons for help. Why do we need them? It's always better to have a few extra sets of eyes. They're felons. Derek. Come on. Ugh. Fine, I hope you won't regret your decision. I suggest we split up. I'll go get my father at the precinct. I'll go to the Black Dragons. Kenny, can you call Michael? Let's meet near the forest. But what's next? We don't know where to go. I have some idea of where John could have taken them. To that ominous place deep in the forest. Let's meet in 15 minutes. Stop. What? You have a cobweb in your hair. Let me clean that. Candy started fixing your hair. What are you doing? Just 1 second. There you go. You can look in the mirror now. I think I did a great job. Looked at your reflection. Oh, that's cute! Let's do this one. This one's fun. I like that. That's fun. Kenny? No, it's really not the time. No, now we're good to go. Thank God, Kenny. Aaron was standing near the trailer, his arms folded in front of him. He looked at you skeptically, but at the same time with indifference. Did you decide to storm the forest again? What makes you think you'll find Bobby this time? You confidently looked Aaron in the eye. We'll find him this time. Then why do you need dragons? It's none of our business. What about Michael? He's part of your family. Or are you just going to bail on his brother? To tell you the truth, Michael is not really one of us yet. One doesn't become family overnight. Just admit it, that you're afraid. You looked at everyone with scorn and ridicule. You call yourself the Black Dragons, but you're a far cry from anything similar. You hang around the dump yard and indulge in the illusions about how cool you are, when in reality the only thing cool about you is your leather jackets. You looked at Brown. and waving a penknife in someone's face. Hey, watch your mouth, Melody. Why should I? Am I wrong? Upbraid them for having to beg for their help. Upbraid them for having to beg for their help. What's that mean? Dare them. Threaten them with what? I'm not gonna threaten them. Upbraid them for having to beg for your help. Upbraid. What does that mean? Find fault with them. So scold them. Or should I dare them? I mean, I've already scolded them enough, I think. Should we dare them? I don't know what will get them to help. Fudge Popper. Maybe dare them? I see right through you. You're just looking for excuses to get out of doing it. Maybe it's for the best. After all, you won't be of much help. The dragons froze around you, expecting you to say something else. But you had nothing more to say, as all words seemed lost on them. They don't care about missing children. I should stop begging them. You turned around and headed for the exit. Aaron defiantly rolled his eyes and laughed. Hey, wait, where are you going? Come on, just wait up a second. He caught up to you. You didn't even give us time to think about it. What's there to think about? Aaron called Brown and Cherry. Go with her. I think you can do it on your own. Thanks to your high reputation, the Black Dragons agreed to help. I may join you a little later. It's a waste of time. Still better than listening to more of your jokes, Brown. Let's go, Princess. Derek and Michael were already there, waiting at the edge of the forest. Well, at least I got them to help. I don't know. Michael was trying to catch your eyes, but you barely looked at him and immediately turned to Derek. Where's Mr. Nixon? Don't ask. He didn't believe me. He also forbade me to leave, and I barely managed to escape. And Candy? Derek shook his head. I get it. Maybe it's better if she stays out of it. He didn't believe... He didn't believe it. The adults are useless, as usual. Of course he didn't. He's off in his own fucking world while he's screwing around with my mom. Well, what are we standing in for? Let's go. No, we need to wait for Aaron. There's no time to spare. You should be grateful we agreed to help at all. Suit yourself, but we're going now. We need all the manpower we can get. Aaron will catch up with us. Time is of the essence. What, you can't do anything without Aaron here to hold your frickin' hand? Get out of here. You went deeper into the forest. The rays of the moon scarcely made their way through the thick crowns of the trees. It was quiet, unnaturally quiet. It seemed like something terrible was about to happen. Everyone looked at each other and your pace slowed down. That bastard. John. If he so much as lays a finger on my Bobby, we'll find him. That goes without saying, but where to next? I know what the Fallen's Glade looks like, but how do we get there? William. What the? William, come here. Leaves rustled and along with them came a voice. Oh my god! He's William? Please at least tell me you're not the one who knocked Arya up. Who's there? John came out from behind the trees, but he clearly didn't notice you. He was following the voice of the wind. So William is John. You turned around to the guys. Follow me. You followed William. He was moving faster, impatiently. Who's calling to me? Answer me. I'm the one you called. William stopped abruptly and then walked on, almost running. This way. King of the Forest? William fell to his knees, exhausted. I've been looking for you for so many years. Have I finally lost my mind? Perhaps so. William went to the statue and touched the wood. He fell again to his knees, tears welling up in his eyes. I found you. I finally found you. His voice trembled. Mom said you can bring people back from the dead. This whole time he's been trying to bring his mom back? Even gods do not have control over death. But I've been trying to summon you for so many years. I sacrificed so many animals. My mother, my poor mother. Wait. So they're two separate entities. Maybe John wasn't the one who kidnapped the kids. But why is he wearing those clothes? Are we seeing like a flashback or something? Oh, this is a flashback. Animal blood is no use to me. I need another kind. Will you help me? William crouched down, shedding tears. I will help, King of the Forest. I'll do whatever you say. He sobbed like a little kid. But my mother, nobody can bring her back. Oh, what have I done? I didn't say that I cannot return her to you. We can still help one another. The wind increased as if pushing William closer to the statue. Listen. The vision of William disappeared and John took his place. He kneeled next to one of the graves and burying his hands in flowers, whispered something. I'll kill him now. Hush, you scare him away. What a nut job. The guy kidnaps freaking children. We need to teach him a lesson. Brown took out a knife, waving it in the air. Put it away. I've had it with that already. You carefully observed what John was doing. He reached into his pocket and took out the needle, the sharp-tipped flash reflecting the red glow of the moon. Does he want to kill a child with it? We can't allow this. I could call out John. I could try calling out Bobby. But I think William will throw him off the most. He might not even answer to John. If he was here 50 years ago, why did this take so long? William? John looked up and stopped in a daze. How did you... It doesn't matter, though. You're right on time. Freak! Michael ran up to John, wanting to tackle him to the ground. But the instant he accelerated, roots crawled out of the ground, wrapped around his ankles and brought him down. Oh! Michael tried to kick them off, but with each sharp movement, the roots only squeezed his legs more tightly. You won't get away. We're about to have some fun now. What about this looks fun? The black dragons rushed at John, but he didn't even look in their direction. Several deer dashed out of the forest, knocked them off their feet, and pushed them to the ground with their hooves. Get off me, you beast! Get off! Ah, my shoulder! John walked around the graves, carefully examining the children that were sleeping in them. He looked like a scientist watching his test subjects. He needs to do something. Tell him I'll try to attack him, try to get him to talk. I don't know what to do! So try to get him to talk? Is that caution? I don't know. Dang it, let's try to get him to talk. That is caution. Damn it! I saw a photo from 50 years ago. You haven't aged one bit. How's that possible, John? Tell me what's going on. It's a long story, and we have very little time. Let go of my brother, freak. Nothing but insignificant insects. Do you really think that you can somehow stand up to the king of the forest? Let me. The roots advanced, squeezing Michael's hands and then covering his mouth. What do you need? John looked at you arrogantly and condescendingly as if you asked some kind of nonsensical question. I want my mother back. If John is really William, then... But your mother is dead. He froze and sharply turned towards you. John suddenly fell silent, pulled you closer to him and spoke, spitting like a rabid dog. Don't you dare talk about her. Don't you dare. You think your mother will be pleased to see what you're doing here? Shut up. She will be disappointed in you if she saw the monster you grew up to be. Shut up. You don't know anything about me. What happened to Annette? Twist your arm around your back, push you to your knees, and bend over you. We have a couple minutes before the moon reaches its zenith. What do you want? I'll tell you about myself. I'll tell you how I got here, and then you'll understand me. You'll even want to help me. After my mother got really sick, I ran into the woods. I was gone for a day. I was looking aimlessly for some comfort, and I found this place. Found him. He pointed to the statue, and his eyes sparkled with admiration. When I returned, Annette, my sister, was waiting for me on the porch. Annette had tear-stained eyes, and she sat entirely motionless. How's Mom? She's good now. Has she recovered? For a moment, Joy gave William his strength back, but Annette was too depressed and broken. That was alarming. What is it? Mom's fine now. She's in the dream world. She asked me to... Annette suddenly burst into tears. William recoiled. He suddenly realized. What did you do to her? What? She was so sick. She asked for some herbs to relieve her suffering. You killed her. No, William. No, I didn't want to. She asked for them. You killed her. Annette wanted to hug her brother to calm him down, but he pushed her away and ran back into the forest. Annette knelt, choking on her own tears. William, please, I beg you. He closed his eyes, shook his head like a madman fighting his demons. A stupid girl poisoned her own mother. She not only killed her, but she also killed my soul while she herself carried on living. While talking about Annette, the anger distorted his face, making him horrific, repulsive even. He's already been repulsive. He almost spat from rage, remembering everything. I was trying to do something, aiming to get my mother back. Hey, William. What do you want? I'm busy. What are you carrying there? William went around the side of the house on purpose so that Annette wouldn't ask too many questions, but she still noticed it. Hairs. Did you catch them for dinner? Yes, but not for us. For whom, then? The king of the forest. These are sacrificial hairs. Annette's smile slowly faded. William, this is... What's this? We'll talk. Stupid? Awful? Is it less humane to kill animals than to kill your own mother? Why are you so... Annette threw the basket with herbs and ran back into the house in tears. The animal blood didn't help. I was desperate. Life lost its meaning. I was lost like a chick that fell from his nest. The only thing that kept me going was the king of the forest, the hope of bringing him back to life. Once he contacted me. Me! His voice trembled as if he wanted to burst into tears of happiness. The king of the forest told me that in order to resurrect him, I needed the blood of the innocent, but rather than animal blood, the blood of children. He suggested a deal that would benefit us both. The purple flowers put me to sleep, kept me in anabiosis, and I didn't grow old. John laughed again, ecstatic because of his youth and the power of his master. Every 10 years, I wake up a little before the red full moon to find him 4 children, and then I bring the king back to life with a special ritual. In exchange, he reunited me with my mother in the dream world. So you just keep killing kids over and over again? So you can talk to your mom for a little bit? The joy changed the expression on John's face. It became more kind, more the way you knew him. What's it like, this dream world? John looked at the sky, searching for the moon, which was barely visible. Although you kept him busy chatting, he didn't lose sight of what he needed to do. Derek tried to run up to Bobby several times, but you held him back. Not now. John smiled again, but his grin was distorted somehow. The dream world is the kingdom of the fawn, where all the dread that reside. It's both heaven and hell at the same time, a world of dream and nightmares. The king opened the gate for me there and reunited me with my dear mother. As soon as the gate opened, the bright light briefly blinded William, and his eyes got used to it. And William felt a lightness unlike anything he had ever experienced. His entire being swelled with euphoria, and then he saw her. Son. Mom. They embraced each other tightly. So many things they wanted to say and to ask, so many emotions stirred up from within, but instead they just remained silent, gasping from tears and endless joy. Mom stroked his head, gazed at his face as if she couldn't believe that she was looking at her son again. Tears flowed down her cheeks and her eyes sparkled, reflecting the myriad of stars and planets that light up the dream world. Where's Annette? Is she there with you? His sister's face flashed before William's eyes. She ended her life as she deserved. I did what I had to. I didn't lie. I'm not exactly where she should be, Mom. Don't worry. So you lied to her? He lied because subconsciously he knew that if he told her what he really did to Annette, that she wouldn't be looking at him like that. He's a fucking monster, dude. I'm trying to be understanding. I'm really trying. And in a way, I feel bad for him. But mostly, I don't. What the fuck? He laughed hysterically. Who put that silly idea in your head? John pulled out the crystal needle from his pocket. He extended the hand of one of the children, exposing his wrist. Don't touch the children. They're not guilty of anything. I know. Hence, I need them. Don't kill them, please. Kill them? Oh no, I won't kill them. I only need several drops of blood from each of them. John pierced the boy's finger with a needle. He jerked, but didn't wake up. John did the same with all his fingers, and then moved on to the rest of the children. If you only need a few drops of blood, then why did you bring them here? Same with all his fingers, and then moved on to the rest of the children. Blood flowed, filling the carved grooves in the wooden statue. No! Derek pounced on John. The wind rose, the wolves howled, and crows cried out as they left the trees. The trees rustled, starting to move, reaching for Derek. The branches grabbed his shoulders and dragged him up. Derek! I'm sorry that you can't grasp the greatness of the king of the forest. But soon you feel all his rage and all his power. Let them go! Who exactly? Your friends or the children? Everyone! Unfortunately, I won't be able to let the children go. I thought you said you wouldn't kill them. You have their blood. They're useless to you now. Oh no. Their blood is necessary in order to resurrect the king of the forest. But he needs strength. He needs years to live on. So you are killing them. So don't try to twist it around like you're not doing anything wrong. Because you're a fucking asshole. Like, you are. Like, there's nothing about that. Years? The years the children won't get to live, he'll take those for himself and live instead of them. Oh, what? So it's supposed to be better because, oh, I'm not the one killing them. He is. Take those for himself and live instead of them. What about them? Who, the children? Their lives will be shorter than was originally destined. I know you won't understand. You don't understand a damn thing. But clearly you don't either. Psychotic. The fuck? The kings of the forest need to recharge their strength here on Earth once they ask people for help as a favor in return for all the gifts they bestowed on them. Just one child per king every 10 years. Is that so much? Yes! Just one child per king! That's not even one child. You're trying to twist everything to make it sound better. You're asking a parent to give up their child so this person can do whatever. No. No. They're evil. I'm sorry. They're evil. Is that so much? People had a lot more to gain. Ungrateful fools. A lot more to gain? What's more important to someone than their own child? What? I know a lot of people like John. I know they do, but I can't. I kind of hate him right now. John began to walk back and forth, shaking his hands and twisting his face. His obsession and love for the fawn was a bit frightening. A bit? And these little men started to fight the kings, and look at what they've come to be. John waved his hand at you in disdain. Then he shook himself off, looked at the statue that was about to come to life. It'll be over soon. He needs to be stopped. I need to get through to him. John, you're not like that. Or did your attempts to make friends mean nothing? No, it's not like that. John gave you a gloomy look, then shook his head. My interest was purely strategic. But that's how all human relationships are, right? You went to John, took his hands. He recoiled a little, but didn't push you away. All this is for your mother's sake, right? You're not a bad person. And yet, your mother died. She cannot be brought back. How many more lives will it take for you to finally understand that it's enough? Will this go on forever? You touched his cheek. William. He flinched, jerking his hands away. It's not too late to fix it. You'll go to school with us. You'll settle here. This is your change to start all over again. No, it won't work. You don't understand. I can't. I believe that you're a good person. Even good people do bad things, but they have the courage to admit their mistakes. John looked at the wooden figure. Its carved grooves were gradually filling with blood, and the statue seemed to be blushing. He'll wake up soon. John stared at you for a long time as if pondering something. I don't think he's gonna help us, guys. John, help us. Help me. I don't think he's gonna help you. He flinched, closed his eyes as if in pain. Then he opened them sharply, came up to you, and lustfully kissed your lips. Thanks to a good relationship with John, you managed to get through to him. I did? How? After a few moments, John pulled back and started to shake viciously. His gaze, so empty and insane before, suddenly regained its former depth. He took a deep breath, as if relieved to break free from something. There's little time left. You need to leave. John climbed into the first grave and began to pluck flowers. Gotta get the kids out. I can't stop it. You ran to help him, to help, but you didn't have enough time. All of a sudden, a low hum was heard, making everyone uncomfortable. The wind got so wild and strong that it made tree branches break. You could barely keep on your feet. It got dark unexpectedly, and the statue lit up in a glowing red. Michael tore the last root off his leg and ran to you. Get out of here, Melody. Run for help. Who's gonna come? The sheriff was supposed to be here, but he didn't want to show up because he didn't believe us. Are you crazy? There's no time to play hero. John stood in front of the fawn, arms folded as if in prayer. He began to whisper something. John, why are you doing this? Stop it. He opened his eyes. They were red, full of tears, and as if fighting some invisible power, he turned his head towards you. I can't stop this. He continued to whisper frantically something in Latin. Bastard. As if on the football field, Michael accelerated and crashed into John, knocking him down. Oh no. The statue began to move slightly. The fawn is coming to life. Derek fell from the tree. Are you okay? I think I dislocated my shoulder. Ouch. Blood sprayed on you. Sorry, Princess. I didn't mean to get you dirty. Brown wiped his knife on a deer carcass. It seems to me a deer will soon become an endangered species here at Saintfour because of us. What the? The dragons shuddered when they saw the statue moving its hands and trying to tear out its legs rooted to the ground. We've got to do something. You ran to one of the graves and began to pluck flowers. Huh? She drowsily opened her eyes. Purple flowers keep them sleeping. Everything is alright, kid. Get up. The roar stunned you. You crouched low to the ground, covering your ears. Everything was floating before your eyes. When the ringing in your ear stopped, you looked up and saw. A massive paw lifted over you, and the next moment you felt a strong, dull pain. Honestly, with the ringing and the crows cawing, it sounds like one of those old like dial-up connections. I'm sorry. Everything went dark. The ringing in your ears grew louder. Melody? In me? Melody, can you hear me? Wake up! Ah, my head. We have a problem. Children stood around the fawn, bound by vines and roots. They could not even flinch as the fawn walked around them, inspecting. He stopped next to the girl, looked into her eyes. Ah, another 65 years. Then he stepped over to the boy. 30 years. Those still the life years, Derek. John and Michael kneeled behind the fawn, caught up in a net of flowers and roots. Let me go. The fawn turned toward his former servant. We had a deal, human. Well, I'm ending it. You didn't understand it, but you always sought me out anyway. So take what you wish for and suffer. We didn't sign up for this. I'll be damned. Am I actually seeing that? The fawn approached the girl again and put his hands on her shoulders, and a red spiral lit up on his forehead. No! You ran right to them. Some roots immediately clawed your way. Jump to the side. You avoid the roots and charge ahead a few more yards. Whew! You bought some time. May your world come to an end. It is time for you to join the dream world where I shall have eternal control over you. The fawn turned towards you, raised his paw, and the wind swirled around you in a whirlwind. And he laughed, turned back toward the girl, and opened his mouth. A strong gush of wind lifted you up, and you couldn't breathe. Like a fish on land, you desperately gasped for air. What should I do? Grab a branch. You reached for a branch and clung on it, trying to get close to the ground, but the wind threw you back, breaking the branch. You were spinning in agony, tormented by a gush of wind, until everything went dark before your eyes. Oh no, I did wrong. You woke up on the ground with something threw Derek beside you. He was unconscious. You lost valuable time. Oh no! No. Hold on. I don't like it. Hold on. No. Let me try again. Okay, I think I'm pretty close to where I was before. Jump to the side. Bought some time. Wind, and I couldn't breathe like a fish. I don't think trying to catch my breath. Stop. How is that resisting? Maybe it's like Devil's Snare, like in Harry Potter. It's a stream of wind. I need to feel it and follow it. Resisting is futile. You curled up in the fetal position and tried to relax. The wind swirled you, taking you farther up, but soon slowly lowered you to the ground. Oh, it's also like, have you ever done like indoor skydiving? It's like that. As soon as you stood up on your trembling legs, something threw Derek onto the ground beside you. He was unconscious. You bought some time. The fawn turned his back on you, were focusing on the girl. Taking advantage of the moment, you jumped on his back. The fawn didn't have time to feed on the child's ears. Oh, thank goodness. Oh my god. So he would have started killing kids if I hadn't got here fast enough. No! I'm glad I restarted. He let the girl go, and she, as if waking up from a dream, began to look around and cry. Mom? Mommy? The fawn squeezed your neck. I got an image for that? He lifted you up above him and threw you to the side. There was no more time to waste. Brown, give me the knife. And what will I fight back with? Knife? Now, you're not over here fighting him, so what good is the knife doing you right now? Your left knee handed over the knife and you stabbed the fawn in the shoulder. The moment he opened his mouth over the child, the fawn roared. He looked at you with a fury that you hadn't yet met, but at the same time your attempts to injure him seemed pathetic. Michael began to desperately try to break free, realizing that you were in imminent danger. Leave her. Don't touch her. I'll kill you. Derek was still unconscious. John also struggled to break free from nature's captivity. Don't touch her, just not her. Hide behind us, Melody. Brown turned to Cherry, grabbing him by the collar. I didn't sign up for dying. Leave. The fawn knocked the dragon's heads together and they fell unconscious at his feet. There was a ringing in your ears again. The fawn raised his hands up, clenched them in fists, and let out a terrible roar that seemed to make every living soul run away in terror. Suddenly, something stabbed the fawn. He jerked. Purple blood gushed from a hole in his chest. We need the needle! But he didn't fall. You. Me. John once again stabbed his former master. With a sharp movement, the fawn pushed John so hard that he flew back 15 feet. John! The fawn closed his eyes and his wound suddenly sparkled and began to heal. Oh my god, he doesn't care. What should we do? The fawn approached John and stomped on him, pressing him even harder to the ground. You know you can't kill me. But hope dies last, right? Why can't we kill him? He was able to be killed before. Does he have too many lives? I don't... You can't... You know you can't kill me, but hope dies last, right? The fawn took a swing at him, but one of the children moved, attracting his attention. You're lucky, William. I'll get back to you. You ran to John. He was holding his abdomen and trying to get up, but he couldn't, as the slightest movement hurt him. Oh my god, what's the matter? No, it's nothing. Let me see. He removed his hand. A red spot appeared on his abdomen. John turned a little, revealing his back. When falling, a branch had pierced him. Come on, let me get it out. By all means, if you want me to bleed out. Yeah, don't pull it out. He closed his eyes and took several very deep breaths. I'm more tenacious than you think. Don't worry. He grabbed you by the wrist, trying to hold you back. I need to tell you something. The fawn roared again, even stronger this time. You realized that while you were fighting, he was draining more life out of the kids. This isn't the time! But I need info! How do I kill him? Speak. It doesn't mean no good to just rush over there because I don't know how to kill him. If you know something, please tell me. Speak. You don't know much about me and about everything that goes on in Saintfour. I don't remember if I told you, but It's hard for me to admit my own mistakes. I was so strict, so unfair to her. Who, Annette? My little sister, my Annette. She had such white hair. His eyes got covered with a white film. Looks like he's in agony. Brother? Let's go into the house. William? I lied. Same as Arya. How do you know her? She lived near us. Arya was unsociable, lonely, but she befriended my sister. Tears welled in John's eyes. There's nothing I regret more, nothing I blame myself as desperately for than what I did to Annette. Where have you been, William? I made us dinner. Go wash your hands. William? I knew it. He killed her. I thought I was right. If Mom found out, would she agree to meet me in the dream world? Your pet. He's just like me. Just like me, it used to belong to my sister. And the same as Arya. We're all to blame. It's amazing how things change. John closed his eyes. Who is my pet? The earth trembled and a strange vibrating wave took over the entire forest. The fawn looked even fiercer than before. He goes, yeah, because he's over there sucking the life out of people. You can't defeat him. Even I don't know how to kill him. You felt Fawn's gaze on you. You. I'll kill you first. The last thing you saw was the fawn bounding up close to you in one leap, grabbing and squeezing you. Breaking several of your ribs. Oh my god. They can't seriously end it there. Oh my god. Chapter 8, Game Over. A sharp pain paralyzed you. You fell to your knees. All the sounds around you suddenly dulled as if we were underwater. You had no strength to move and you just watched. The fawn grabbed Derek, lifted him up in the air and shook him like a rag doll, then threw him to the side. Derek. Sean, please. Don't lose consciousness. He no longer heard you, but his hand was still squeezing the needle, as if he was afraid that someone would take it away. He needs help quick or he'll die. Michael and the dragons tried to fight the fawn, but there was no weapon strong enough to bring down the monster. With a single motion, the king of the forest threw the guys back 30 feet into the forest. You looked closely and saw blood oozing from Michael's head. He shook as if in convulsions and then, exhaling, froze. Michael? He no longer moved and seemed to be asleep, but his motionlessness was terrifying. His stillness was fatal, and you suddenly realized that he was really dead. What? Michael? Sobs were bursting from your chest. Your surroundings were swaying. Your vision. No. There must be a time skip. Like, no, a time jump. No. Did I fuck up? Sobs were bursting from your chest. Your surroundings were swaying. Your vision distorted. Michael, no. The fawn moved towards you in a smug and menacing manner. You wiped away the tears and began to observe him with hatred, but he passed you by. With the immense pain in your chest, you couldn't possibly stand, so in order to somehow hold him back, you grabbed his leg or spoke to him. Grab his leg. I don't know. His paw was huge, covered with stiff hair. The fawn pushed your hand away and a new wave of pain pierced your ribs. You were so pathetic. Weak. Worthless. You have yet to understand it, but the heir of the fawns is back. And this time, before returning to the dream world, I'll destroy yours. I'll exterminate you, as you once did to my kindred. Everyone who came with you was unconscious or barely alive. And you couldn't even manage to get up to a kneel. I can't believe I felt sorry for him once. Because I'm thinking, well, the humans were just being humans as they usually do. They always tend to destroy shit just for the sake of power. But they asked them to give up their kids. I mean, they didn't have to go and kill them. But I mean, if some monster comes up to you, well, I guess they weren't monsters per se, but they're like, oh, we need your kids so we can live. Like, did they really ask? Or did they tell them that we're gonna take your kids? It's like, you know? And you couldn't even manage to get up to a kneel. Is this really the end? The fawn approached one of the children, laid his paws on his shoulder, and opened his mouth. You began to peer into the clusters of vines. Bobby? The last in line, you saw your friend with his head covered in plants. I need to pluck the flowers covering his face, then he'll wake up. But how to get to him? Get up, overpowered in pain, creep up, try to wake one of your friends. Can I overpower the pain? He broke several of my ribs! Dude, I know that people, like, in the movies get up and move around after that, but this isn't a movie! Try to wake one of your friends. Most of my friends are dead, dude, and they're seriously hurt. Michael's seriously hurt. The other dragons, they're like 30 feet away. Derek got shook like a rag doll, thrown somewhere. You got up on trembling legs, took a few steps, but you overestimated your resilience. Moaning from pain, you fell to your knees and remorseful tears rolled down your cheeks. Oh no, did I fuck up already? The Fawn looked at you, then at Bobby, and figuring out your intentions, he became furious. Your actions have proven fatal. Oh, no. Okay. If I try to creep up, he'll probably see me, though. Try to wake one of your friends, but how am I gonna wake them, right? Like, shout at them? Let's try the creeping. To avoid attracting the Fawn's attention, you begin to crawl towards Bobby. At times, the pain was so sharp that you had to stop to suppress your moans. But you always managed to stay silent. Okay, this might be it. And then continue, slowly but steadily, to approach your friend. Finally, you grabbed a vine. It's a little more. I must stay conscious. Through pain and tears, you tensed and plucked purple flowers from Bobby's face. He frowned, but still didn't wake up. Then you slapped him a couple of times. Bobby? Melody? Where am I? Bobby turned his head and saw the Fawn standing with the needle. Look who woke up. No! Don't touch him! No. The Fawn grabbed Bobby by the scruff of his neck and lifted him like a puppy to look at him one last time before taking his life. Bobby kicked and screamed hysterically, trying to break out of his strong paws. Let him go! You raised a stone, threw it at the Fawn, and hit him right in the temple. The blow made his head twitch. It only made the Fawn angrier. As if tired of torturing a toy, the Fawn threw Bobby aside indifferently without taking his eyes off you. For a moment, everything seemed to freeze. You saw the approaching Fawn as if in slow motion. You saw your friends lying unconscious, or worse. You can do it. You can do it, Melody. The pain in the ribs was so intense, it made you dizzy and nauseous. Yet you turned and tried to run. But the Fawn easily caught up with you, grabbed you by the neck, and lifted you above the ground. He turned you around to look into your eyes. Game over. The King of the Forest pulled you towards the children, made you kneel, and stood behind your back. He grabbed you by the shoulders, digging his claws into your skin, threw your head back, and whispered some incantation. The spiral in his forehead caught fire. Please don't. But the strength started to leave you. The Fawn kept on whispering, and everything around you began to fade, dissolving into nothingness. Looks like it really is game over. For some reason, you felt indifferent. Suddenly. The Fawn let go of your shoulders and fell to his knees. You turned around bewildered. Michael? Staggering and clutching his head, he stood behind the Fawn. Are you alright? Michael exhaled and slowly fell to the ground, barely conscious. He looked at the Fawn with apprehension. He got stabbed from behind, and you could see the tip of the needle piercing through his chest. You will pay. Wow, so Chris pierced his heart. His heart! The Fawn fell to his knees again, this time not having the strength to rise. Huh? Touched the wound with his blades of purple blood dripped into the flowers. His heart! They used to be killed with crystal-tipped arrows. The needle is also crystal, for sure. The Fawn tried to pull out the needle, but his hands would not obey him. You. Rage gave strength to the King of the Forest, and he grabbed your hand, clutching it almost to the point of breaking bones. Let me go! Those, like me, can see into the future. Did you know that? And I can see how you're going to die. Do you want to see? Oh! I have enough! I have enough. Do it. You froze, captive to the King of the Forest. He looked at you hypnotizingly, and you suddenly saw some kind of movement in his pupils. See. Blood flowed from his mouth, but you weren't paying attention to that. You saw yourself, an adult you. 10 years into the future. You've already been here once, when you were very young and you fought Pisadara, but now you're trapped. Don't come any closer.
Oh my god.
What is that? Don't be afraid of me. I came to make peace. Don't come any closer. You grabbed a stick and waved it in front of this face of this little monster. He laughed nasally. Oh, Melody, we got along with you before. Never. Really? He suddenly attacked you. Dodge or whip him with the stick? Whip him with the stick. You took a swing and the stick whistling in the air lashed the muzzle muncher on the cheek. He fell, clutching his face and crying, and his sobs were as disgusting as his laughter. I didn't want to harm you. You know that, Melody. Of course. This is all Master's doing. I'm also a human. You can't deny this. You can't, right? His words made you feel pity. Yes, you're right. Could you pass something on to my relatives? He reached into his pockets and started to sort through all kinds of trifles, buttons, glass, dried bones, and some things even nastier. Here, I found it. He handed you a small photograph with his image. You hesitated a little looking at it, and then he waved it in the air at you. Take it, please. Just grab it and run away. All right. Just a photo, but you didn't have a chance to take it as Muzzle Muncher jumped up and, bursting into laughter, pushed you. No! Your hands slipped into the air and you saw the starry sky. Your blood went cold, you forgot how to breathe. And then bam. The last thing you felt was the blood dripping from your mouth. You know the future. Ah, no! The fawn coughed and frazzled, but you put you back on the ground. Well, now that I know that, I don't take the photo! There's nothing worse than death, but it's expectation. Well, now that I know how it went down, I just won't let it happen. Forewarned is forearmed. Oh, yeah. Good. The spiral on his forehead flashed red and then went out like a burnt-out bulb. The fawn fell, instantly stiffened, and then split all over with cracks. The wind blew, taking away the pieces that were left of the king of the forest. You fell to your knees and burst into tears of pain, but this only made the pain worse and you tried to move as little as possible. Melody? Bobby ran to you, took off his sweatshirt, then his t-shirt, and put back on his sweatshirt. He tore the shirt in half and wrapped it around your chest. Ouch. Be patient. You wanted to lie down, but Bobby didn't let you. You can't. Your ribs are broken. Sit still. Help is on its way. His voice was trembling, but he tried to control himself. You saw the needle lying on the spot where Fawn died. It lay lonely on the ground, as if it weren't the culprit of all this chaos. You decided to... Oh, with caution you can keep it. You may be able to use it later in some other fashion. But nah. I'm on courage route. It's just dangerous, and it should never again fall into the hands of... Bobby, bury or smash that needle. Isn't it better to get it back to its original owner? You waved your hand. I'll deal with it. No matter how much Bobby tried, no matter how hard he hit it against the stones, not a single crack appeared on the needle. Then he buried it deep underground. You can't return the needle to Mrs. Hill. I'm sorry, but dude, half the time I swear she should have warned me about half this crap before it happens. You heard someone's voice. Melody. John? Yes, as you can see. What's wrong with you? The death of the fawn marks the end of my eternal youth. You trembled and tears welled in your eyes. Oh no, don't cry. This is liberation for me. Trust me. Thank you for your time. Thank you for always being sweet with me. But John, you get an image for being nice to him? He slowly turned away and just as slowly walked away from you. With every step, his body became more wrinkled, his gait slower and more uncertain. He was aging before your eyes, and it seemed that his age knew no bounds. When his thin, twisted silhouette had disappeared among the trees, you hung on Bobby's hand and only managed to whisper, "This isn't how it should have ended," and then fainted. The pendulum clock swayed from side to side. Its rhythmic sound alarmed you for some reason. A week had passed since you defeated the Fawn, yet the city didn't stop buzzing. Newspaper headlines were brimming with flashy titles discrediting the memory of John. But the Fawn is the only one to blame. But they won't believe that. They just want to blame someone, so they put it on someone that they will believe, but... Fuck this town, man. You wanted to cry, to see John smile again, to spend at least a little time with him. I'm sure he's in the dream world. He'll be better off there. Melody, are you okay? Why did you have that needle? Where'd you get that shit from? What? If you want, you can have that clock. You've been staring at it. I don't want anything of yours. No thanks. I have to let go of John. Mrs. Hill once again walked around the shop, looking at her own goods as if she wanted to buy something. Thanks for keeping an eye on the store. I hope I didn't bother you too much with my request. Well, how should I put it? To be honest, something happened while you were away. It all started with an attempt to steal your crystal needle. Mrs. Hill immediately ran to the locker and began to look for it. Oh, an attempt? It was stolen? You told her everything that had happened. I understand this sounds crazy. Mrs. Hill listened to you like a child would listen to a fairy tale, showing delight, getting frightened at times, and bouncing around impatiently. After hearing the story to its end, she got sad. Well done, Melody. And still, it's a pity. It would have been best if you returned the needle to me. Why? It only brings trouble. Its place is deep underground. Maybe you're right. Why do you want that? You tell me why, then maybe I'll tell you where it's buried. The bell tinkled. Go away! Oh, you again, Mr. Davis. And who else could it be? Nobody comes here. Mrs. Hill, I'll go now. I'm not selling you anything, just so you know it. Stubborn hag. With excellent hearing. She still helped me defeat Pisadara. I think you better leave. Have we met before, young lady? Wow. Trash. Say we have. Please don't meddle in adult conversations. Melody, don't worry. I can handle this mutt. You looked suspiciously at the man and left the shop. Mom was sitting on the floor, raking through one of the boxes. What are you doing? Oh, baby, you're back. How are your ribs? It still hurts, but it's mostly better. Help me, otherwise we'll never finish by evening. What are you talking about? Baby, I decided that you should unwind. Today's Halloween. You suggest I put on a costume and go trick-or-treating? I suggest you put on the costume and wait for the party. Here? In our house? Yes, I hope you don't mind. I call a lot of people. It should be fun. But... now go quickly upstairs and choose a costume. Okay. Alright, I guess. As if you were a child again, you ran to your room. You ran? It's been a week. I know your ribs aren't healed. What do you mean you ran? There were 3 costumes and then you folded on the bed. Oh my gosh. What is that? What the fuck? Dark Queen. That's pretty dope too. Or a skeleton. That one is cute. It was cute as well. I don't know. What is that? This is string. Oh my god. Or Dark Queen. Like it's rocking with my whole vibe. When you came down, Mom had already emptied all the boxes and was waiting for you. I don't know what she would have said if I came down on the witch one. You look terrifying. Terrifyingly beautiful. What a witty remark, Mom. Don't be like that. How should we decorate? Convey the holiday spirit. I have that light! I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday, by the way. It's not really a holiday, though. Original. For the sake of appearances. Nah. On Halloween, I go all out. Every year. Wow, that's great. We did an awesome job. I'm sure your friends will appreciate it. The doorbell rang. And here are the guests. A whole crowd rushed into the house. Everyone who came in shoved something into your hands, drinks, food, decorations, and more. When I caught them, I thought half would reject their invitation. I didn't know my daughter was this popular already. Your mistake there. Hi, Melody. Great costume. Oh, she looks so cute. Yours too. Seems the only girls decided to dress up for the occasion. Snow White. No way. A bathrobe was not considered a costume, Bobby. I'm a Roman emperor. Oh, yeah, no, I can totally see it. Has the party just begun? What are you even doing here? Go home. Did you hire a professional to help decorate the place like that? No, we did it ourselves. Cool. What are you doing here, Adele? Right? We were invited. Adele punched Steve on the arm. We don't need an invitation. Move over. Adele pushed Stephanie aside and went to the living room. What a bitch. Right? Stephanie. Sorry. No, you, Mom. Don't invite Adele here. The last to come were Michael and Luke. Your heart pounded right away. Whom to approach first? Michael. You came. Should I leave? No. Michael took a step towards you, but you took a step back, which made both of you smile. So much has happened. The monster, John, the children. He moved forward again and you moved backward. I know, unbelievable. It seemed to me you weren't all that shocked by what was happening. Maybe. Why didn't you tell me everything that happened to you? He shrugged. Michael stopped and suddenly became serious. He took your hands. Forgive me. I'm sorry for not getting more involved in your life. For not earning your trust and destroying the small amount I managed to get. I promise. I swear I won't let you down anymore. He hugged you, cautiously reached up for your lips, but froze a few inches away as if asking for permission. When I thought he died, I was really upset. I was really upset. It's about forgiveness. It's about forgiveness. Michael's presence melted any remnants of resentment. You could no longer sulk over what happened. It seems an eternity has passed since then. Yeah, we nearly almost died. Now Michael is mine, body and soul. I can feel it. You lifted on your toes and wrapped your arms around his neck. My girl. He stroked your hairs, inhaling its fragrance. I missed you. Your lips met. You felt his warmth, his breath, his hands clutch at your waist. Michael, don't hurt me ever again. Never. I'll never hurt you again, I promise. You kissed again and then froze in an embrace. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they added something to the punch. Do you want to try it? It sounds tempting. You talked and laughed and you felt happy again. Listen, do you want to get away from here for a while? Your mom won't have time to notice our absence. We'll be back in a jiffy. Alright. I even know where we should go. And where's that? You took Michael by the hand and led him upstairs to your room. Baby, if your mom comes up, she'll definitely not approve of what she sees or hears. Fool. You were a little embarrassed. Trying to hide your blush, you went over to the window, opened it, and got your legs outside the window. Grab the blanket over there, please. Michael followed you. A pretty purple sky. I love it. Is that my bird? You carefully lay down so as not to slide off the sloping roof. You couldn't take your eyes off each other. Somewhere in the distance, music was playing, but it was otherwise quiet on the roof. You kept looking at each other without saying a word, and your eyes were the only ones to speak. Finally, Michael broke the silence of the night. I was so scared for you, back there in the forest. I was scared for you! I felt the same for you, right? Please don't hide anything from me. If you get into trouble again, call me. I'm gonna hold you to that. Will you? Hell yeah, you always need help. We got one more season to go. That means it's like a whole bunch more trouble waiting for you. Yes. Michael began to play with the lock of your hair. Then he said, almost in a whisper, "Thank you for saving my brother." I mean, to be fair, Michael was really the one who killed the fawn. Really? Thank you for saving me. It happened by accident. I didn't plan on it. You wanted to hit him on the shoulder, but he grabbed your hand and pulled you towards him. Michael kissed you, but you bit him on the lip. Ouch. That only seemed to turn him on. His kisses, what could be more passionate? You lay embracing, whispering something to each other from time to time, but your absence was noted soon enough. We should go back downstairs. Back in the living room, the party was in full swing. You sat there, watching the unfolding scene with a smile. I'll leave for a short while. Try not to get bored. Deal. You search for Luke. This conversation is inevitable. I need to apologize. Did he even know? When Luke saw you approaching, his first impulse was to hide from you. It looked funny and it eased your tension. I hope you're not avoiding me. Maybe just a tad. I'm sorry I thought you were involved in the kidnappings. You didn't even talk to me. You didn't bother to ask. I was definitely wrong. I'm sorry. It's fine. Luke smiled, but his smile seemed full of bitter pain. You took his hand. Please don't push me away. I don't want us to lose our friendship over some nonsense. It's not exactly nonsense. I mean... It's like, I'm mad that the whole thing about me specifically slicing the right hand didn't come into play at all. It's like, I know they wanted to reveal it their way, but it should have been enough for me to be like, okay, well, Luke's not involved. I don't know. Nonsense? Looked at you thoughtfully and suspiciously, making you uncomfortable. Okay, let's just drop it. Honestly? Yes. Your hilariously incredulous look made Luke laugh. Yes, honestly. Out of relief and joy, you started to jump, and getting carried away by feelings, you hugged him and spun with him. Thank you. Stephanie jumped up to you. Hey, how about keeping up with the group and having some fun? I'm always in, you know it. I know. Shall we? What the hell is up with her face? When you joined the others, you were surprised to see how much the atmosphere had changed. Mom talked with Michael, and it seems he managed to find a way to get into her good graces. Michael said something, and Mom burst into laughter. Bobby was dancing in an odd yet funny way, and Katie and Derek were trying to copy his moves. Adele and Steve were also dancing. Adele's face, though arrogant, softened from time to time whenever her friend would say something to her. And then she began to laugh, forgetting where she was for a moment. The doorbell rang. Who else could this be? Aaron and the Black Dragon still on the porch. What are you doing here? Why? Aren't you glad to see us? It's a little strange, but okay. It's not that, just... Can we come in? The boys are freezing. Yeah, what he said. Yes, of course. Come on in. He stepped aside, letting the dragons come through. Once they arrived, it became noticeably quieter. All the guests began to whisper, how do you know them? And why did they come to your party? To your surprise, you could read admiration and envy in their eyes. It seems that many people dream of being on good terms with black dragons. Interesting. It wasn't easy, but you did it. Exactly. We did it. You weren't there with us. While my dragons were solving your problems, I was solving ours. As a sign of apology, and also in honor of the victory, will you accept this modest gift from me, and from the Black Dragons? Cherry handed you a few bags. Choose. Whoa! Shit, my alarm going off. Or a simple, no. This is cool, but this is just dope! Look how cool she looks! Heck yeah! That's so dope! I love that. So, are you accepting me into your ranks? Oh no, you think it's that simple? Aaron winked at you and moved on. The dragons immediately followed him. They immediately were the center of attention. Adele grabbed you by the hand and eagerly whispered in your ear, "How do you know the head of the dragons?" You just shrugged, smiling mysteriously, and went back to dancing with your friends. Melody, would you mind if I pour some whiskey into your mom's punch? And would you mind if I pour you another one? Who's this? The cause of your future sleepless night. Melody, have fun. Derek called you over, inviting you to join the rampant dancing. You had so much fun that you remembered this evening for a long time. Quiet. Do you hear that? Derek stopped you and shielded you with his body, protecting you from potential danger. You listened. The sound was very dim, but it increased gradually. You hadn't been so scared in a long time. Follow the sound. Hey, who's there? You came closer and noticed some movement, and then a strange figure running farther into the forest. But everything happened so quickly that you couldn't say for sure whether it was real or a figment of your imagination. What is it? I don't know, but I don't like it. Suddenly it became quiet. The leaves rustled, and owl hooted somewhere in the distance, but then the branches were cracking and crunching again, this time from directly above you. Watch out! As if something was falling, snapping dry branches the way down. It was getting lower and lower, until it fell directly at your feet. You picked it up and placed it under the moonlight so you could take a better look. Your scream echoed through the forest. No. It was a mask. Just that same mask that still haunts you in your sleep. He's back. Is this the famous masked man that I've heard about? So I guess they were just setting up who's the villain for the last season. That was crazy. That was crazy though. Guys, congratulations, a new season, completing all season's episodes. More love, adventure, and romance await you in the next season. Oh dude, 10 episodes. We finished season 2. I'm on season 3. Oh my gosh. Now, this one, for sure. Like, I hadn't played the last, like, all the episodes from this video. I hadn't played any of those. But I had played the beginning of season 2. Even though I didn't remember it. But I've never played any of season 3. All I'm told, somebody in the comments, I think it was Miriam, told me to starve my inner demon, because that will be the way that I would want to play, knowing how I like to play. They told me to starve my inner demon. That's all I know. And that people are obsessed with the masked man. I don't know. He looks scary as crap, though. Those purple flowers are still around. At least now we know the origin of them. They're always in the background, aren't they? The purple flowers? Yeah. Oh man. And I wonder what that meant, like with John, it wasn't supposed to end that way. Somebody else in the comments was like, John, I think that something better happens with him at the end of season 3, I think. So I hope that's true. Like, he made me mad I didn't agree with his choices, but like I do slightly feel bad for him, but at the same time, like, that was just like wrong, man. That was just wrong. It's hard to get it around that. The thing with Michael, that was hard to deal with. I kind of feel like the whole thing with Luke was just kind of shoehorned in there. Like it was kind of strange, like just to have some kind of drama with him this season. Like I wonder, because it kind of seemed like either way he wouldn't have been that big of a person in this season. I don't know. That was strange. But I feel bad because seriously, I'm mad that from my choices I wasn't able to discern that he wasn't the one, doing that. Like that's crazy. And how did he even know that I thought it was him? Only person I told about that was Candy. I never mentioned it to Derek. So I definitely didn't mention it to Luke. So that's just all weird, but I don't know. Anyway, this is a stream load video. I've been recording for like 2 hours. And if you add on the time I spent recording the other one, so maybe like 3.5 hours total I've been recording. I couldn't stop. I needed to know what was gonna happen, dude. That was good. That was good. Despite my little problems with the stories, little spotty problems, overall, that was a solid season. Now I'm understanding why everybody really loves Shout Out to Saintfour. This is good. It's good. It's scary. And intense, but yeah, it's good. So I'm really excited for season 3. Go ahead and stick with me if you want to go ahead and see that. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stuck with me, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and show that like button some love. Subscribe to see more and see season 3. And I will see you next time. Bye.